Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, oh, my phone is making noise, sorry. Today, we're back on the channel. We're going to be talking about the first Descendant because we recently got some really cool news. So I haven't really done an update on the Twitch stream because we've been waiting for the launch coming in summer of 2024. But as you can probably tell on screen now, well, no, you can't. Because we just got a dev note update number 9. I actually haven't covered this directly on the Twitch. I actually did it on a different channel. And I kind of want to touch on dev note 8. But the big news of today is there's going to be an open beta coming before the launch. The launch is obviously still slated for summer 2024. While we haven't gotten an official date yet for the open beta, it should be before the launch, which summer is right around the corner. For the Northern Hemisphere, that is June the 20th or the 21st, whichever day that is. Anyway, we have to go over the dev notes. Kind of want to talk about it, and then go over what we knew in the past. But yeah, this is the first time ever doing a live Twitch reading thing, so we're gonna do that and just go over it. And then I'm gonna touch up on the stuff we missed in the last update. But there has been a lot of improvements for the first Descendant since the last time a lot of you've probably seen. So we're going to cover those. So let's go over the dev notes. So greeting Descendants, this is the first Descendant dev team. We'll be covering the topic of user interface in detail in this dev note. As such, in a gesture of full disclosure, during the 2022 stream beta test, UI had received a satisfaction score of 3 points out of 5. Now, personally, I like the UI. You guys in chat, let me know what you guys think about the UI. I thought the UI was great, but any improvements is always great. Leaving much to be desired. In order to improve the issue brought up by the feedback, the dev team has revamped and modified most of the UI, improving the score to 4 during the crossplay open beta test. Despite such efforts, even during the crossplay open beta test, we received a wide variety of feedback when it came to the user interface. Considering how closely tied the UI is to convenience of gameplay, the dev team has working on improvement to increase satisfaction when the official service starts implementing the feedback as much as possible. Therefore, today we would like to introduce the ongoing improvements and new features when it comes to the user interface. So the newest feature is going to be loadouts. This one is a highly requested one requested by me myself. So they're adding loadouts for each individual, I'm assuming each character. I wonder if these loadouts are going to have the ability. Oh wait, we can see here. There's like a Lepek solo, Lepek co-op. So I'm sure they're going to give us, it looks like 14 from this. Anyway, let's read it. We're excited to announce that the most frequent requested function was loadout to be added. Loadout is largely divided into 3 categories: the Descendant module loadout, the weapon module loadout, and the integrated presets. Go into more detail. Various module settings for the Descendants and weapons and loadouts can be set up and saved in advance. Additionally, the module loadout of the Descendants or weapon currently in use can be switched regardless of location when not in combat. That is very convenient. So you can actually adjust while within the I'm not used to hearing that. You can adjust while you're in game, which is really good. If they actually add raids, this could be even super better. The preset functions can be used to set up Descendants weapons, even modules. However, in the case of presets, they can only be set up in Albion or at the field camp. Okay, so you have to be at a field camp or in Albion. Okay, that's fair. But that would be very powerful if you can kind of just swap anytime, right? Balance reason. In order to accommodate the increased diversity of content, which will be available at the time of the official launch, which we're going to cover in a second, we believe that the utilization and management of various settings and strategies is essential. The dev team is working hard to develop such functions with increased importance. So we got the presets here, really cool. You can name it. Looks like you're going to have loadouts for ever recommended. That's nice. Yeah. In the previous dev note, they covered that they're going to have recommended loadouts for players who may or may not understand the mod system. But then you can have your own. So that's really cool. And then, yeah, you can save your loadout because diversity is always great. Yeah, this looks good. Moving on. Core menus improvements. First off, we changed the entire layout of the in-game core menus, improving its convenience. As the number of new features have increased, the existing top menu has been divided into inventory-centered and map-centered menus for improved accessibility. In the case of inventory-centered menus, functions related to characters and equipment have been integrated, and the layout of the inventory screen itself has been revised to improve visibility. You guys in chat, let me know, did you guys dislike the core menus? I felt like they were pretty fine to me. I guess I come from Warframe, so you know those menus aren't always the best. I felt like they were pretty good. For map-centered menu, various content including maps and new features such as journals, achievements, and libraries have been included. Again, we're going to go over Descendant 8, but they added like achievement journals, libraries, and stuff like that to add more to the game. They added so much more. In addition, improvements have been made to the map control method. Previously, in order to pursue optional uniformity with the gamepad, they also made big improvements for consoles, and console was like actually really big for them. Map control carried out by dragging the mouse was not supported. However, there was a lot of feedback that the action as it stands was not intuitive. Therefore, we separated the mouse and gamepad operation so that you can control the map by clicking and dragging the mouse. Furthermore, we are improving the convenience of the overall gamepad control itself by supporting menus movement through the D-pad, so please look forward to that. Again, I didn't play with keyboard. I play with keyboard, mouse and keyboard. I didn't play with a controller, so hopefully you controller players got some improvements. So yeah, really cool. Improvements in the equipment info. There are many items that have various functions in the first Descendants. Therefore, clear delivery of information is the utmost importance. However, for some equipment, information about their performance was not very intuitive. A central example of this would be the reactors. Yes, this was a really big complaint. People didn't know what things did. Hell, I still don't know what half the things do. Reactors are equipment that can greatly influence a skill's performance. However, despite the need to convey a lot of information through tooltips, we believe that this information is not displayed very intuitively. Therefore, we improved the tooltip to display information in the following segments: base power, compatibility with the current Descendant. Oh my god, I can't read. I only have a business degree, guys, so you know, we can't read. Detailed changes in power for each skill. Also, we compared when comparing the reactors, the change in power for each will be indicated, helping players to choose the right reactor for them. So more pictures. Pictures are more my thing. I can read pictures. The commonly used but slightly inconvenient module enhancement screen is also being improved for better convenience. Improvements not only by enhancing the notified effect, but also adding information on exactly what descendant or firearm the enhancement has been taken effect on. This is really nice. As you can see there, it shows that it's enhanced these two characters. Cool. Improvement in content rewards information. For collecting items, improvements are being made for the information concerning rewards acquired from content clearing. Although the rewards information acquired from various content has been previously displayed, it lacked uniformity, and checking the drop rate were also inconvenient. In response to that, we intended to unify the information screen and specify the types of reward, drop rates, and quantities. Okay, so we see it here. Easier to check. Was this? This wasn't there. Yeah, I don't recall seeing this. Furthermore, the information on items needed to be collected and their farming location will be provided from the newly added library function. Research materials for Descendants, weapon, and growth items can be viewed, as well as where to get these research materials. This was in the previous update, but they really improved a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. Where were we? In addition, information on all modules and where to obtain them will be available, allowing players to search for modules when enhancing their builds. Information on Empress material will be available. Oh, that's really nice. These are some really good quality of life changes. The library will help players not only by providing guides, but directly assist in farming items as well. By setting the item that needs to be as target, the tracking function will be active. So it'll tell you exactly where you need to go in order to find the items. Super quality of life. Players can check the farming progress of the targeted item as being tracked on their HUD, reducing the time needed to visit consumables to check how much of the items they have acquired so far. So you don't have to go into your menu or have it displayed on your screen. They have an example of that? No. I'm sure it's in the game. I'm not going to read the community facts. Along with the changes mentioned, in an effort to minimize the inconvenience of the gameplay on the official launch, such as improvements from gamepad controls, in-game option menus, and various in-game UI are being made. The next dev note will cover improvements to missions, which not only had... Oh my god. The next dev note will cover improvements to missions, which had not been handled during the previous field improvements, as well as dungeons that have been added. Please stay tuned for that. We're not going to read FAQs, but really, really big. A lot of huge changes. UI changes, and the loadouts is big for me. Personally, I'm really interested in that. But let's go back, and this is mainly to update the YouTubes, but we're not going to read everything in Dev Note 8, but I'm just go over it because I already read it like a month ago. So basically the co-op improvements, long story short, basically a lot of players felt like it was hard to really interact with other players because the size of the map. So what they did is they, to some degree, cut the map. I don't want to say in half, but they cut the map so that it's smaller and there's more players within the map. So it feels like it's more lively, if that makes sense. So that's really cool. They added encrypted vaults. These are sharing information resources. There's the fields. I believe this was the thing where you can go around the map with your key and basically unlock them, and then you face off against an enemy or something like that. They added encrypted vaults. On the field, carrying information and resources that have hidden away. Be able to locate and decrypt them using a simple minigame to gain rewards. No, that's another thing. Yeah, the encrypted vaults were like a minigame kind of outside of it that's supposed to give you rewards. They didn't really go into depth how good the rewards are going to be, but you will find these around the map and you do a minigame, you get some free stuff. It's cool. This was what I was talking about. Void fragments and void fusions. So you would just basically go into these little void reactors and you'll face off against a summoned monster, and they're supposed to basically give you some type of reward. It's gonna vary based on how strong it is, the reward. Again, they haven't really done too much in-depth information on that. That's cool. And then the other was these recon outposts. I feel like this is going to function kind of like how in Destiny, I always forget what it's called. You go into like an area and then like you get a mission. I don't know what they're called in Destiny, but to some degree, I think it functions like that. And there's going to be different outposts of different sizes that's ran by the enemies. And then you go there, assault it, get rewarded for it. More open world content, you know. And this stuff adds up. Like, it seems small, but this stuff is adding up to a point where like the game is completely different, you know, and that's really important. And it makes it more lively because there's going to be more units and more players, a smaller map, things happening. So that's really nice. Records, we talked about this in the 9, but they're just, it's like in-game achievement stuff to some degree. Like you go do something, you get on your record. One thing I had feedback on about this was I wish it would give like emblems and rewards in game. I'm not sure if it does that because I haven't really heavily touched on that, but that would be really nice. Usability features. There was something really nice I remember that really got me going. They added dungeons. Where's that up? Was that in the previous one? They made it easier for you to like see what's happening in the area, and then they had rewards that would circulate basically, so that when a certain area have a certain reward after a certain time period, it will change to different things so you can farm different things, if that makes sense. That's something they added. And I swear to God, there was a dungeon thing they added. So yeah, the dungeons that we went into, they made it so that you can change the difficulty of it. so that if you want to do a harder version, it'll have more rewards. So it functions as like a dungeon that can change difficulty, so you can specifically farm things. Again, they're going to go into greater detail later. We haven't seen that update. But yeah, that is the TLDR for the most part of the last update. Excuse me. But yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. Oh, there was one more thing. I think it was in 7 that we didn't talk about. 7 has, they changed basically the base story to some degree, where you're not necessarily, I don't want to spoil it, but it seems, because they did like spoil tag it, but it's like the perspective of the story from what we saw in the beta is different from what we played when we replayed. So like whenever it fully comes out, it's going to be a different perspective. Maybe even the upcoming open beta, we'll see that. There is going to be an open beta coming. I'm going to keep you guys up to date. If you guys want to watch this dev note, I'll put that in the Twitch channel, so you guys can go support the devs in their channel, because there hasn't been a lot of views on it. I don't think a lot of people know about it. That's why I'm trying to upload videos about it. But long story short, yeah, we have a lot of improvements coming to the first Descendant that I don't think a lot of players know about, and it's going to be really hype for the upcoming launch. But yeah, that's going to be it for the stream as well as the YouTube video. If you guys over on YouTube want to stay up to date on the first Descendant, you can subscribe to the channel. Over on my Twitch, I'll have it in the description. You can come over here. As soon as we get official news on whenever the open beta as well as the actual launches, I'll have a countdown timer ready so you guys know exactly when that happens. I actually paid like $300 or $400 recently to get some new artwork and some really cool stuff for the launch of the first Descendant. I think a lot of you are gonna like. But yeah, that is pretty much the latest update, and I'll be doing the next update very soon whenever we get some information. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.